Online learning is not the next big thing. It is now the big thing. These are the common questions being asked by my students in the group chat. Naabay klase karon? Unsa ilang giklasihan? Asa ang SLA? Unsa ang libro nga gamiton? Gi-record ang Zoom link, sir? Mangayo ko. Gay kog Zoom link bay. Natay quiz karon? Makita ang link. Pila ka akong grade? These questions should be answered by us teachers in a way that we will not be stressed. That's why I come up to the action research entitled Self-Actualized Cyber Classroom, a solution for COVID-19 pandemic educational struggles. Good day, everyone. I am Mr. J. Marteliedo Balihon from Iligan City National High School, Division of Iligan City. As COVID-19 pandemic outbreak ravaging the world and has shaken the world's educational system, we teachers should not stop in our goal in teaching the minds, touching the hearts, and transforming the lives of our students. As Department of Education able to adopt the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan of the year 2020 to 2021, stating that learning must continue in different learning modalities. We expect that there will be poor academic performance among students because of the absence of the face-to-face. There must be educational reform to be implemented, and one of those is the self-actualized cyber classroom. Why self-actualized? Because it is anchored to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, wherein self-actualization is the highest level. These are the action research questions of my study. The respondents of my study are the STEM students, wherein there are 178 of all of them, and half of it are in the experimental group, and half will be in the control group. This is the research flow of my study. The statistical treatment of my study are Mann-Whitney U-test, Kroskal-Wallis H-test, and the 2 independent sample t-test. For the findings, I am considering 2 factors. First is for the favorability on the online education, second for the student learning, and the third for the class dynamic. It seems in the response of the students that they are undecided, and we group them according to the gender. And it seems that in 1 for male, 2 for female, it seems that the male has better mean rank than the female. And we see that there is something difference between the two. Is there really difference between the two? And we use statistics, specifically the Mann-Whitney test. As we look at the significant level, it is not less than 0.05. It means there is no significant difference between the two groups. It means we cannot say that the male is giving higher rate than the female. I also group them according to their modalities. Number 1, the Webby class or the pure online. Second, number 2 is the DG class, the non-printed modular, and number 3 is for the model class, wherein it is purely modular, printed modular. And it seems that the DG class has a higher mean rank compared to the two. But is there really a difference between them? As we look at the significant level, it is not less than 0.05. It means it is insignificant. I also group them according to their experimental and control group. But as we look at the significant level, it is also insignificant. For the student learning, it seems that students are undecided whether they are in favor of the student learning. As we group them according to their gender, it seems that the male got higher mean rank than the female. As we go to statistics, the result is insignificant. As we group them according to their modality, as we go to statistics, it is also insignificant. It means there is no difference between the three. Control group got higher mean rank than the experimental group. As we go to statistics, we found out that the result is significant. It means there is really difference between the responses. For the class dynamic, it seems that the student agree that there is class dynamic in the self-actualized cyber classroom. As we group them according to their gender, the male got higher mean rank than the female. It seems that the DG class got higher mean rank compared than the Webby and the model class. As we group them according to their experimental and control group, as we go to statistics, the result is insignificant. For the academic performance of the students, based on the survey, it seems that the students strongly agree that the self-actualized cyber classroom is really effective. As we consider their grades, it seems that experimental group got higher mean grade compared than the control group. As we go to statistics, we found out that the result is highly significant. It will only mean that the grades of the students in experimental group is way better than the students in control group. And it will only mean that the self-actualized cyber classroom is really effective. It is also important to test whether the two groups are comparable. That's why we use the Levin's test for homogeneity. As we look at the p-value, it is 0.830. It means the two groups, the experimental and control group, are really comparable. So it is safe for us to compare the two of them. I also compared the grades of the students in ACC and the face-to-face classes in the year 2019 to 2020. The level of significance is 0.194 and it is insignificant. So it will only mean that there is no really difference between the two of them. For the conclusion, students were undecided whether they are in favor in the online class and whether student learning really took place in the online class. But they believe that there is teacher-learning interaction in the online learning environment. But they believe that there is student-teacher interaction in the online learning environments. There is a significant academic performance improvement of the students who learn in SACC. This brings us into conclusion that self-actualized cyber classroom and can be a replacement of the face-to-face classes. For the recommendation, the administration will consider the self-actualized cyber classroom as a replacement of the traditional face-to-face classes. For the teacher, will exert more effort in adopting the education reform caused by pandemic to ease the struggles of the students and teachers as well. And implementing and practicing self-actualized cyber classroom is one of those educational reforms. The students will adjust to the educational changes that directs us in learning through cyberspaces and eventually favor the online class as one of the aids in replacing face-to-face classes. The officials of the Department of Education will support teachers to venture in learning new effective ways in delivering classes by providing them the necessary needs like laptop, strong internet connection, and the like. For the future researchers, they will pave the way for more compound studies in similar field that may improve the process and delivery of the classes. Thank you and God bless us all.